Amazon's new MMORPG, New World, is only a few days away from release, and after a relatively successful alpha and beta test, players are excited. The gameplay is solid, the crafting is varied, and the community is already forming and cooperating. But I have some concerns. Has the game already been solved? Has the theory crafting already removed any sense of mystery? And why can't you choose your starting zone if you want to start with a friend? Let's discuss. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Josh Strife Hayes. New World has already seen an alpha and a beta test, and both were extremely successful. We can say this is a very high-quality game. People are excited to return to the supernatural Spanish conquistador-inspired land of Aeternum and tackle the supernatural entity that dwells there, to do the crafting, to do the PvE, and to do the PvP. But has the excitement, has the adventure, has the spirit of trailblazing already been theory-crafted out of the game? Has the sense of adventure been removed before it even began? Before we begin, consider dropping a like on the video or subscribing to the channel for more MMO stuff. Ring the bell.
This is like the bad thing about any game that has like a beta where you can play through it a lot. And like this is actually like a good thing about like the classic WoW beta is that they blue-balled you. They did all the foreplay, right? It's like, oh man, you're gonna be able to get this, you're gonna be able to get that, you can do this, get a little 30, and maybe do a little quest, maybe do a little Scarlet Monastery, but no, you can't go any further, right? And so they blue ball you so you keep wanting it. But like with New World, what happened is they released the whole game, and there were some people that neckbearded the fuck out of it, like me, and we reached the end game. And now, like whenever the game comes out, what is really the thing that you're excited about? What is the thing that you're looking forward to? You see what I'm saying?
All the future notifications, and as usual, a massive thank you to all the supporters on Patreon and Twitch who keep the channel going. More on this at the end. For now, let's begin. New World has been designed, at least aesthetically, around the Age of Discovery, focusing on the Spanish conquistadors. The spirit of the conquistadors was one of exploration and adventure, of trailblazing. Even the name New World invokes images of journeying into the strange, charting the uncharted. The game is leaning into the unknown aspect pretty heavily. And yet, in the last few days, I've seen the game be completely and thoroughly documented. The
funny thing is I watched half of these videos last night. Like I was sitting there trying to watch every New World video to get any new information or any tricks that I didn't know. I was doing the same fucking thing, okay? Like I'm a metagaming piece of shit.
Has been charted before release. If you hop on over to the New World subreddit, you can find infographics, guides, charts, and complete breakdowns of exactly how, to the moment, level up with maximum efficiency.
Oh my God.
Exactly how many items you'll need to level any given skill. The exact route to take to reach endgame as fast as you can. A game focusing on exploration and discovery and the thrill of possibility now has a step-by-step tourist guide. And I think this will affect the start of the game pretty strongly. Now, there is nothing inherently wrong with theory crafting. I enjoy that, and some of my favourite games need theory crafting. You can play Magic the Gathering and work out the best deck. You can play Warhammer 40k and work out the best army. You can play any online game or roleplay game and work out the best combination of weapons and items and skills and equipment. But theory crafting is normally done to achieve a goal, to get from the start to the end as quick as possible, to get from A to B with the least disruption in between. And the gameplay is normally the bit that happens between A and B. Hopefully. In Magic, you're crafting to win as fast as possible. In Warhammer, you're crafting to win as fast as possible. In RPGs, you're crafting to finish the game as fast as possible. In MMORPGs, when you theory craft, you're essentially saying, what is the least amount of time I can play this game for to achieve the maximum amount of gameplay, to get to the end as soon as possible?
It's kind of funny to think about it, that like the goal of metagaming is to not play the game. Like you want to invest yourself into the game. You want to know as much as possible about the game so you don't have to play it. Like having to play the game, that is like the pinnacle of failure. Yeah, that's what losers do. It's like, you ever seen somebody out there like farming materials or like trying to farm gold and you're like, idiot, like you fucking stupid, just go buy a WoW token. Like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? You farming 10,000 gold an hour? Like, what's wrong with you?
What do you mean, what's wrong with you? What is it? What are you trying to say?
Oh, McConnell's going to try to take the everyman approach, but he's sitting here getting meat. So McConnell, this is what happens, right? Is that McConnell doesn't beg for gold. He doesn't beg for gold. He would never do that. I beg for gold.
Yep.
And then McConnell begs me for gold.
And then you give it to me.
I give you the gold. So I get all the hate. and then you get to play the everyman.
Oh, okay. So this is gonna be like a slash spit situation here. Okay.
No, I'm just tanking things. I'm tanking all the hate.
I'm not saying you and
Irony
I
being-
represent the fucking everyman. I'm saying not everybody can fucking drop $20 on a goddamn token for a virtual currency. Dickhead.
Well, you could farm gold a lot fucking faster if you were selling carries, all right? So it's still stupid to farm at 10k gold an hour.
That the game you are
Sell
efficiently
carries.
playing through is the game. Are you theory crafting away the content?
Yes.
I've already made a video on Have Guides Ruined MMOs, and I think
Yes.
over the next few days, the release of New World will actually really highlight the points I made in that video. The MMORPG is a forever game. It is designed to be played for many years, but they often don't launch with years of content, at least not for the hardcore players. They launch with enough content to sate a casual player, but these charts and graphics aren't for casual players. They are detailed, step-by-step guides to blitz
These are
through
for
the content
losers,
as
for
quickly as
neckbeards
possible
like me.
and get to the end game. And if you do this, I feel you may become somewhat disappointed when you realise the game you rushed through was the bulk of the actual gaming experience. If you enjoy playing efficiently, that's fine.
Yeah, this
but
is
you
what people do: is they play into the end. They rush into the end game, and the end game sucks. Then they quit, and they say the game sucks. But yeah, the journey inside of the game is just simply not what a lot of people care about. That's what people do. And it happens in WoW. It happens in Final Fantasy. It happens everywhere.
must understand, if you follow a step-by-step maximum efficiency guide, you are playing the game to consume the content as quickly as possible. So when you later turn around and say, wow, the game has no content, you'll have to realise it does. You just played it in a way to skip most of it.
Yeah.
You achieved your goal. You reached the end quickly. Well done. Enjoy having less to do. You played in a way to
Congrats.
finish the game as fast
You
as
played
possible.
yourself.
You achieve that. You suddenly realise you've skipped the game. New World is based on the tales of adventure from years gone by, and these thrilling
Yeah.
stories often focus on the journey more than the destination. The original explorers of Uncharted Islands didn't have maps, and so they discovered as they went. The Trailblazers didn't have efficiency mapped out for them. It's
Yeah. Now the conquistadors of New World just look on Google and they figure out the most hyper-optimized way to build plate armor to fight against the hordes. Yeah, it's what isn't that what Cortez and Pizarro did? They were like, yeah, let me just check my phone right here. Okay, well, it says the Aztec king, it says he's got a daughter. Let's see if she has an OnlyFans. Okay, it seems like she doesn't. Well, let's kidnap her anyway, and then we'll use her, right? And this is what they would do. Yeah, Cortez basically did have a min-max guide. If you look up anything about Cortez's history, the guy is basically a complete piece of shit who ended up accidentally winning almost every encounter. Like, there was one time that he had a mutiny, and then by the time that he got to the mutiny, because I think he went to the wrong place, the person who was leading the mutiny died from, like, dysentery or something. So he came there, and it just worked itself out. And by the way, while he was sailing over there, he had his wife and his mistress on the same boat. Hernan Cortez was a fucking pimp.
It's the
20
struggles
charisma.
of overcoming adversity that make for a good story later. Treasure Island wouldn't be as good if there was a giant arrow pointing to where the treasure was. If you want to remove your own personal sense of
That's
exploration
true.
and discovery by using guides, that's absolutely fine. You're welcome to do that. It's
Yeah.
your prerogative. No one can tell you how to play or not to play a game. No one can tell you how to have fun. The
That's
danger
not
is
true.
because these guides exist, people will feel at least a level of pressure to use them. If you don't use a
What, does it
guide,
Spain?
will you
Oh,
lag
okay.
behind the rest of the community? Will you lag behind your friends? If you do use a guide, are you pressuring your friends to do the same thing and removing their sense of adventure and exploration? Knowing
See,
that
this
a
is what
guide...
I did to McConnell, is I ruined McConnell's Classic WoW experience by trying to force him to play a good spec. Is McConnell wanted to play a Rep Paladin, and I said, no, McConnell, you're wrong. That is not how to have fun. You cannot have fun. And I was like, you need to play Holy. And so what did McConnell do? McConnell did something that's called malicious compliance.
Yeah.
Is that McConnell fucking put Palladini on follow for all of Molten Core as Holy and spammed me with rank 1 Flash of Light.
Hey, you want your heals?
guide exists
Here's your heals, bitch.
is often enough to put new
You know-
players into the
you know what's even better?
situation
Drop that
of,
100 on the fucking
do I
onslaught
need
turtle.
to
Yeah, McConnell rolls a 100 on an onslaught girdle, and then he never raids again.
Boom.
Yeah, he's done. Like, why would he need to raid? He just got the belt. Like, what's the point?
To be fair, I still use that belt at 70.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ. That's so bad. Oh, my God. Just get the belt. You can probably get somebody to make it for you. I don't know.
Fuck WoW, dude. Fuck
yeah,
WoW.
it's just too fucking much, man. Yeah, so you don't want to have to play the game. You don't want to have that type of responsibility.
Use this. Am I playing the game wrong
Yes.
if I'm not playing it efficiently?
True.
In
Yes.
my video, Our Guides Ruining MMOs, I argued that while you don't have to follow a guide if you don't want to, an MMORPG game is a community, and your actions
Yes.
will affect the community. Choosing to play inefficiently will allow you to retain the sense of exploration and adventure, but may hinder a team who want to play mechanically, not emotionally.
Here's the way I've always looked at it, is that if you're playing by yourself, you do whatever you want. It's totally fine. But if you join a group, I think that there should be an expectation that you will try to not be a piece of shit. You know, because if you're going to solicit other people's time and effort and invite them to play with you and willingly subject themselves to that. Now, if they're fine with you playing like a goofball, that's okay. But if they're not, then you're the one who's wrong and not them. Yeah, that's the way I see it. You don't pay my sub, that's right. And you don't pay their sub either. And you shouldn't be surprised whenever they don't want to play with somebody who's not putting in the same amount of effort that they are. It's all about finding people that are of the same mindset, that have the same goals. You want to join a guild that gets all the world buffs in Classic WoW, you do that. But if you get all the world buffs in Classic WoW and nobody else in your guild does, and you get mad that they treat you the same even though you're doing way better, then you're the asshole because you're coming in and you want everything else to change around you. I think it's about being able to fit in.
Likewise, following a guide might allow you to
That's how I
blitz
see
through the
it.
content because that's what you find fun, but you are now more likely to find yourself alone at the end game while other people take their time playing through casually. When World of Warcraft Classic released, people were excited to relive the classic experience as they remembered it, but it didn't feel right, and that's because we are living in the post-information age for that game. When World of Warcraft released, it was released pre-information.
It's the Stone
People
Age.
didn't know about the dungeons or the raids or the best in slot items, and it was only through playing that the guides were written and the websites were set up to help players become better. Part
nobody
of the
had the internet
experience of
back
playing an MMORPG, especially a new MMO as a new player, is the creation of the body of knowledge about that game. The process of moving from a pre-information state to a post-information state. We didn't know, we explored, now we know. And it's that exploration that a lot of people enjoy. And these guides and infographics get produced by the people who do the exploration. Unfortunately,
See, you know what I think? I think that both sides are assholes. I think they are, because like if you are one of those people that like you're super into just you go off and you play the game and you do what you want to do and you have fun and everybody else should play the same way that you do. Why is everybody rushing everything? BWL's coming out. I'm still level 41, man. I can't get my mount for another 3 weeks. What do you mean, dude? Oh my God, slow down, guys. Nobody's enjoying the game. What is this? Like, yeah, you're a normie dad. You've got 9 kids, 3 wives, and 2 jobs. You don't have time to play the game. And nobody else should either. And so that guy's an asshole, right? 100%, because now he's complaining about the way other people are playing the game. Because some people like to min-max. But if you're a min-maxer, and you get mad at anybody who is not playing the way that you want to play, and you try to push that on other people, even in places like you're not really supposed to do that in, you're just shitting on people in like a city or whatever, then that's totally fucking bad too. So I think it's about letting people play the way they want to play. That's what matters to me. That's what I think is important the most.
by doing that, they are removing the reason to do it from other players.
Yeah.
With data mining and almost complete alphas and YouTube and Twitch and Wikipedia, we are in a strange place for the MMO. Because brand new games are releasing into a post-information stage immediately. When the only way to discover was to explore, gameplay was the answer. You didn't know how to level a skill until you went to do the skill. You didn't know if a weapon was good until you used the weapon. And when gameplay is the answer, players experience more gameplay. They answered the question by actually doing what it was they had a question about.
Yeah.
Now, all the questions you could possibly ask have already been answered before you even log in. A brand new player to New World can know before even downloading what
You know
the
what
best...
this reminds me of? This reminds me of, remember whenever I played Dark Souls and people were like, I got this item, it was called a Firekeeper Soul. It was in Blighttown. I remember this very, very specifically. It was like, you know, like after you kill Quelaag and you're going back up the ramp, and it's like that thing where it's like the dart thrower and there's another one, the dogs at the bottom, and you pick it up. And I get the Firekeeper Soul, and I'm asking you guys, should I use the Firekeeper Soul? And everyone's like, use it, try and use the Firekeeper Soul, use it right now. It's gonna be really good for you. And McConnell,
don't
is like, do it, man. Oh my god, do it. Click on it, see what happens. Oh man, you got one of those? Oh, those are so rare, dude. Oh, this playthrough's gonna be easy for you. What the fuck? And finally, I click on it. And then immediately, you fucking idiot! You're so stupid! Why would you click on this? Are you dumb? What's wrong with you? And I had no fucking idea. How would I know? And so this happened to me, and I pressed it. I got 5 humanity. And so, I felt like a fucking idiot. That's what happens.
Yeah, I can't believe I ruined those streams.
You ruined the whole thing. Can't believe that was disgusting.
I'm so sorry, Reddit.
That is so fucking disgusting. Wow.
Leveling route is, weapon combination is, and gold farming method will be.
Yeah.
I find it extremely ironic that a game based on the exploration and discovery of a new world has been fully mapped and charted before it even releases. Now, as in the previous video, Have Guides Ruined MMOs, I explained the solution, and it's actually quite simple. Just find people who enjoy the game the same way that you enjoy the game. If you want to meet up with people who use guides to theory craft everything to the top percent and speed run the content, fine, you can do that. If you want to hang around with people who don't read guides and explore and discover, that's fine, you can do that as well. Just team up with the people who play the game the way you want to play them, especially if you have a group of friends. So you'd think I'd just say, just start New World with your mates. Unfortunately, you might not be able to. New World will release into a post-information state. The player base won't be forced to explore because everything is already documented. You explore for your own personal enjoyment. This means you can...
Do you guys think the random starting locations is a big deal? I don't really think it is.
I don't like it, but it's
like 30, 40 minutes of like solo questing, and then you just meet up in the same place. Like I don't like it sucks. Like all right, so here's the truth, right? Remember back during WoW, whenever you had like that Stygia chisel that would remove the sockets of domination, and I was like, well, it's not that big of a deal to have the Stygia chisel. And then somebody in chat said, well, then why is it there? And I was like, good point. Very good point. So I don't think it's a big deal, but I can see why people are annoyed by it.
I mean, you could say the same thing about the fucking paintings.
No, because it's a different reason. People aren't mad about the paintings getting removed. They're mad about why they're getting removed. Nobody gives a fuck about the paintings.
If you have to justify something's existence within a game, that I don't think that... I don't know. I don't think that's going to lead to a good place. If you're constantly having to justify something, oh, well, this doesn't need to exist because we don't like the chisel because it's you know... It's not a big deal.
It's a waste of an inventory slot. You know it. Everybody knows it's a waste of fucking time, man.
No, I don't care about the chisel.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I don't like having to justify something's existence in the game.
Someone said that I think sometimes if it's something that affects players and it affects the gameplay loop, I think that it should be always called into question. Design decisions, like artistically, are different though.
Choose to play to a mapped outline or to ignore all the guides and go on your own journey. So from the moment you log in, you'll ideally want your friends around you to adventure together in a way you all enjoy. Well, when you make a character in New World, you don't get to choose where you start. You will be randomly assigned to one of the multiple starting zones. So if you and a friend start playing on the same server on the same day at the same time, you may spawn in on different sides of the map. And walking to the other side will not only take a long time, it also means crossing dangerous areas with aggressive enemies and likely dying.
I have to say though, if you don't like walking from one randomly assigned point in the map to another randomly assigned point in the map, with about 20 minutes of travel time between point A and point B, you're going to have a really bad time doing story quests for New World.
This is an
really
extremely
bad time.
questionable starting mechanic. MMORPGs are designed to be played together, and the opening of a game is where you can make or break your player count. Players decide if they like a game within minutes, up to an hour or two if you're lucky. Having a system where friends or a friendship group cannot start their adventure together in an easy way is going to put so many people off. Especially people new to the genre who only bought the game so they can adventure together with friends. Now I know there are people who will be shouting and commenting, just level up a bit and you can walk to meet your friend. And yes, I know, but I'm thinking about the average gamer or a new MMORPG player. Being told to play a game for several hours before you can go and join your friends, when the only reason you're playing is to go and play with your friends, isn't a solution. That's a temporary fix that we're putting on until an actual permanent solution is found. There is no reason for a random start system to work like this. Now, players in the Discord and on Reddit have already found a solution.
And it's dumb. Like, the thing is, like, that's the thing. The way I look at it, it's not a big deal, but it's still dumb. And the way I see it is, like, if this is what the issue is like dumb design decisions like this, even though they're not a big deal, it's like a mining canary. It's like if they're willing to do one thing that's stupid, what if they do another thing that's stupid? You see what I'm saying? You see how this happened? Right? It's not a big deal, but like the reason, the rationality behind it is the problem.
Involving accepting but not handing in the first quest, then finishing it and opening the map to teleport to another location and hand it in at the place you want to start. Because the first quest is the same no matter which starting zone you're in,
sure,
so you can hand it in at any starting zone and technically start from there. But the average player won't be on Reddit, and starting a game with your friends should not require a complex in-game workaround. Now I understand there are temporary solutions and fixes to this issue, but for the average gamer, you don't have time to tell them a fix. You can't trust they'll read a Reddit thread. You can't say, oh, just play for 2 or 3 hours, because the average casual gamer is going to give you an hour at most and then leave.
Yeah,
Every single moment of your gaming experience, from seeing the advert to downloading the game to signing up for an account to logging in for the first time, needs to be smooth, because every single road bump along that way will lose you players. It is remarkably hard to give Final Fantasy XIV money. And we've explained before that FF14 are losing players because of that road bump in the process.
So
if you log into a game and you can't go and meet your friends straight away, that is a small minor road bump. It might not affect you, but I guarantee it's going to affect someone. The more road bumps, the more hiccups a player base faces along the way, from purchasing to playing to teaming up and enjoying the content with their friends, the more people you are going to lose. If you want to capture the spirit of exploration, which is what New World is all about.
I'll give you an example, right? So, like, if you ever do... Have you guys ever seen us, like, do, like, sometimes we do, like, a stream on, like, the Chipotle channel, or we do a stream on, like, the current channel, right? It's, like, sponsored streams. You lose so many people going from one Twitch stream to another. And it doesn't matter who it is or anything like that. It makes no fucking difference. Because even, it doesn't matter if it's a sponsored stream or not. Even if you're going from one stream to another, it's like, have you guys ever had a time that, like, you want to watch a stream and you open it up on mobile and you don't have ad blocker on mobile? Like, I don't have ad blocker on mobile. And you get hit with an ad and you're like, actually, you know what? Fuck it. I do that once a day at least. At least once a day, I say, yeah, fuck it. Like, that's it. And it's only like, really, it's like 30 seconds of your time. You can just like wait for 30 seconds, but why? Why would you wait? You have to get your content now, okay? You're hooked into the matrix. You've got to get your fix at this exact second. And if it takes more than 5 seconds, you're done.
Make it possible for friends and family to meet up in the game immediately. Let them form parties and form guilds immediately. Let them adventure together from the very first minute of logging in. Because if you do that, people will be much more likely to stick around. Personally, I think New World is going to launch with two very different feelings. One of newness and exploration and discovery felt by the casual players picking up the game from seeing the adverts and wanting an adventure, and the other of charted completion and efficiently mapped out gameplay held by those already reading up on tactics and strategies with a planned out route. I can see both these feelings clashing in the player base, finding it difficult to mix together in the game world. The best way to reconcile this is to have players start with similar players, but the randomized start isn't adding to the fun. It's just keeping friends away from starting together, and it will not go down well with a more casual player base.
Yeah,
but
casual Andes will not like that.
Let me know how you feel about New World launching in a post-information age and whether the randomized start is a good thing.
It's a good
Comment
shot.
down below. Thank you for watching. Another massive thank you to the Patreon supporters and Twitch subs for keeping the channel going. You can support from only £1 a month. Check the video description for links to the Patreon, Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and my new second channel, Josh Strife Plays, where I'll be replaying classic games voted on by you. And as always,
here's the video right there.
A great day.
Patreon list. Yeah, it's great to see him have that many people, man. That's fucking awesome. I think his videos are great. They're insightful. And I think he talks about, the thing is, like, this guy talks about a lot of the things that I think about. So I like watching his videos a lot. I even watched some of the ones that I haven't seen on stream, off stream.